Everyone, welcome back to Beyond 50 Skin. My name is Cindy. So glad you're here. We are going to talk about Maskne today. I had a couple friends ask me, what do I do about these breakouts that I'm getting? And I was like, I really had to think about that. And I also had a few breakouts this week and I was like, oh my gosh, it's probably from all the mask wearing. So I'm going to give you some tips and ideas on how you might be able to cut down on maskne or prevent it from happening. And also, if you have tips and ideas, please leave them in the comments. I'm going to pin them at the top of the comments and we can all kind of share what we're learning. The first thing I want to talk about is cleansing. You might need to switch up your cleansing routine because maybe you're cleansing too much, maybe you're not cleansing enough, maybe you're not using the right cleanser. I do not typically wash my face in the morning just because I tend to get skin barrier breakdown and it's just better for my skin to skip the morning cleanse. But when I'm getting a little bit of a breakout, I tend to switch to a salicylic acid cleanser. This salicylic acid gets down in the pore, cleans it out, all that gunk and debris, and it really does help cut down on the breakouts. Another thing that you can do is if you're washing too much, maybe cut down on how much you're washing. Maybe you're overwashing and your skin barrier is breaking down a bit, and that's how the bacteria is getting in and irritating your skin and causing some breakouts. So really rethink how you're cleansing, how often you're cleansing, what you're using to cleanse, and maybe you'll have some improvement just with a change in your cleanser. Another idea is to use a salicylic acid, same ingredient that I talked about, a salicylic acid serum in the evening so that you can clean out the pores and clear up your skin overnight while you're sleeping. There are a couple salicylic acid serums that I would recommend. One is in PR and I can't mention it yet, but I will pop it in here when I can. But the other one I just looked up on Omega Skin Labs. It looks like a great product. It has 2% salicylic acid, glycerin, really good skincare ingredients that look like a really good salicylic acid serum that you could pop into your evening routine. The Omega Skin Lab serum has awesome supporting ingredients that I actually prefer over the traditional Paula's Choice and the ordinary 2% salicylic acid, but it's a product of Turkey, and so if you're in the US, it might be a little bit tricky to get a hold of. So these are two other options. I know there's another salicylic acid serum release coming out in the next month or 6 weeks, and I'll be sure to update the description and also put it in my stories on Instagram. Between cleansing and serums, I think salicylic acid is probably going to be your best bet for cleaning up the bacteria and cleaning out those pores to prevent breakouts. But we could also probably talk about behavioral changes in our actual mask wearing. I was thinking that now that I'm wearing a mask more, that I should change my mask out midday, and I do. I use a disposable mask and I toss it in the middle of the day. So I know that sounds a little bit wasteful, but to be honest, if I don't do it, I do get increased breakouts. And also not using the same mask every day, definitely switch them out or clean them. If you're using a cloth mask, this might be beneficial if you're getting too much perspiration from using a disposable to go to a cloth mask. But when you're doing cloth masks, you gotta make sure you're cleaning them, and that introduces another issue that your laundry detergent, if it has perfumes and dyes and maybe irritants in the soap or the softener that you're using, that could be contributing to skin breakdown and causing additional breakouts. So think about the laundry detergent you're using, the softeners you're using, maybe switch to a dye-free, perfume-free laundry detergent and softener, and that might help you out. And make sure you're washing your masks, of course, or switching them out often during the day. Another idea I thought about is, let's think about what moisturizers we're using. Some people might need to switch to no moisturizer during the day because it's just causing more occlusion, more sweating, and then of course, increased bacteria growth and breakouts. So you might need to either switch to no moisturizer if your skin can tolerate it, or a lighter moisturizer. The Vanicream Daily Cream is kind of a mid-weight moisturizer. If you're using a heavy occlusive one, you could cut down and try the Vanicream moisturizer. It's pretty light and blends in to the skin really well. An even lighter option is to switch to a gel cream moisturizer. This is the Aveeno Calm and Restore. I love this. I've been using it lately as my moisturizer of choice in the mornings. It's kind of a jelly, bouncy texture and also soaks right in and is not super occlusive and doesn't make my skin sweat. But even those two could cause some people to have too much occlusion and too much sweating and too much moisture into there, and you could skip it all together, which leads me to an idea that I've seen 2 dermatologists now recommend. is the hypochlorous spray. It's an antibacterial spray, and you could either spray that in your mask and let that dry down a bit, or directly on your skin. This is not, absolutely not an elegant sprayer. So it's just more of a squirt. You might have to, I think I'm gonna switch this into an atomizer, and I'll link the one that I use down below. It just gives a nice fine mist. And this could be an option for you too, using this kind of throughout the day to keep the bacteria down and improve your